Next.js. I thought that'd be cool just to step through it. I haven't touched that at all yet, so.
Yeah, I've seen some really good tutorials on LogRocket. I don't even know what their product does. Like, it's definitely not. They're not in the business of writing cool tutorials. It's well, I guess it's a logging tool, right? Is it logging for Next.js?
Yeah, it's like front end analytics stuff. Like, yeah, they give you all the data about how your front end's performing. I think it is like targeted toward React. I think I'm not sure about that, but like whenever I Google React stuff, it's always coming on LogRocket tutorials. So maybe they focus on React.
Yeah, that would make sense. I've liked their tutorials so far, and that would make sense that they're a Next.js platform. Like one on this microblog with MDX, like Markdown extended, I found really helpful. I'm still trying to work through that. So, their content marketing is working. I know it's a tool to get me to thinking and recommending their website, but it's working. It's definitely adding value.
Yeah, isn't that funny? It's like, yeah, I mean, I know LogRocket. I've used a lot of their resources, and I can barely tell you what exactly their company does. That's some good marketing.
Yeah, not like any of these beer commercials I've been watching, but well, whenever you're ready, I told John to join us. He's from Colombia, and as Jeff can tell you, sometimes we have time zone mishaps. I think 9:00 Eastern time is when we've met in the past, but just being in another country, maybe some wires got crossed, and he's going to be an hour late. But I'm here now, and I'm happy to take over as driver until he gets here, and also I'm available to tap out, like if the navigator gets tired or like needs to get up and stretch, I can take over. If the driver needs to take a break, I'll jump in as well. So
okay,
it's whatever people want me to be.
Okay, so let me figure out. Let me see. Let me share my screen first.
Yeah. Hey, Cortland, good to see you. Oh, and actually, when we get started, since I am the driver and I'll be typing, can you set up a code sandbox? And actually, you can be telling me how to set up the code sandbox as well. So I should be sharing my screen. Whoever's driving should be sharing their screen. And then you can share that link, like copy and paste that LogRocket link for some more free advertising into the social chat channel. Does that work for you?
It's in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Well, if you don't mind, I'll share, and then you can help me. Have you already gotten something set up that you'd like to continue in Code Sandbox, or is it okay to start from scratch?
No, I start from scratch. I think is good because I can transfer it to something else. I just want to keep it simple, not complicated with other code.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, welcome everyone to pair programming. This is something that I'd like to facilitate more of, even if the original participants don't make it to the actual event. John Herrera, who is our friend in Colombia, he expressed interest, saying like, "Oh, I would like to drive because we had done some pair programming in the past, and can you find someone who's interested in helping me implement their vision, like an amanuensis?" It's the old term for an artist assistant. The person who actually does the work, but is guided by the vision of the master. So I posted, and then Imari was nice enough to volunteer, and several people on the chat have been interested in Next.js, sort of like this whole complete stack for JavaScript. So that's what we're going to be working on today. And then as we're going along, if you're watching and you decide that you would like to be in a future screen share pair program, just let us know. We'll there's like a message from the sponsor. We'll take a break sometime in the middle, and I'll show off the new Find Code Buddy channel. It's a forum channel, a new channel that we got since we switched to community mode. We're not public, which is different. That's like something else. But the Find Code Buddy channel lets you create a post. There are some guidelines, but it can be just as simple as saying, "Hey, I'm free on this night at this time. Does anyone want to pair program?" So, can people see my screen and hear me okay?
Yeah, I see your screen, yes.
Okay.
Do we each have to have our own Code Sandbox account?
Yes, but it uses the GitHub login. So if you have a GitHub account, that's how you'll log in. So that's the password you'll use. That's a good question.
Okay.
Hey, can we record this?
I am recording. I am recording right now.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Perfect.
I just hope I'm recording it correctly. That's
You're recording infinity.
That's right. Let me. Check. Okay, I can see audio input. That's like be the most common failure mode is not to record sound, and then the other is that the screen is resolution is wrong, and I'm capturing the wrong part of the screen. But it looks like the screen stops right here by controls, and how would I fix that? It's this frame. There we go. I think that's... Can't tell if that made it better or worse.
Yeah, it's hard with all this. It's hard to tell with all that noise. What it's... Yeah, I think that is that white. Yeah, that seems like it's not seeing everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna delete this and try again. This is the built-in resolution. Okay, that looks good. Okay, that is capturing the top. And I think we're just going to have to resize it and play it by ear. So it's... Yeah, it looks like the cutoff for the screen is about right here, so I'll keep it there. And okay, so I'm going to create a new sandbox. And there's one called NextJS, so I'll choose that one. All right, Amari, take it away. I probably won't have. I'll try and have the tutorial that you brought up as well, but also be relying on you, kind of like looking at the shared code sandbox and telling me what to type. If that's okay.
Okay, let me get in. How do you add people to the sandbox? Can you do that? I'm not sure how that works.
Yes, that's a good point. I'm gonna copy the link and people can request. To join, and that's Jeff, that's why people need a GitHub account, because that's the only way I can add them as a collaborator. Otherwise, they're a viewer and they can fork it, but anytime someone else wants to type, there are a lot of anonymouses, which is okay for viewing. But I would like to add definitely Amari as a collaborator.
So when you finish doing this Next.js work, is it going to go into your GitHub repo?
I can commit it to a GitHub repo, and I would do it for the organization that we set up. I think it's called Detroit Code with Friends. But yeah, that's a good point. It's currently not in a repo. It's in a sandbox, and that's so here, when we're done, and we can just try and do it now. So create a repository from your sandbox. It's super blah, blah, more marketing speak. Okay, so we can try creating it here. And
I am just thinking out loud here about, all of us gathering here to do this, and then when the night is over, it's gone. But if you can commit it to a repo, then we can come back to it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do know that there's an organization that we created called Detroit Code with Friends, and if it was me, I probably stuck a bunch of hyphens in it. Maybe not. It says Detroit in the name, but definitely you don't have to be in Detroit. Okay. And okay, so Jeff, John Herrera, and me are part of it. I can definitely invite other people, but this is where I'd like to save it, and we can call this NextJS Auth Explore. I don't see a way of creating the repository in that organization. So what I can do is just create it in my account and then transfer it, transfer ownership. I can probably do it now, so I'll.
Is this Code Sandbox a service by GitHub?
No, but it works closely with GitHub. It's like a hosted micro VM. It's specifically for web development. I think we used it. So whenever Jeff, John, and I were coding before, maybe not. I think we primarily use our desktop. But this is the preferred way because anyone can join and live code, and they don't have to do what we did, which is spend like a lot of time with development setup, which can actually be pretty involved if you're using Windows or any operating system. But it's more effort for me in Windows because it's not my primary. But okay, here it's setting up the project. So because it's a micro VM, it's like a small environment. It's installing JavaScript dependencies, Node.js dependencies. It had some things about Docker, which seemed like way too fancy for tonight. But once it's up and running, this looks like Next.js boilerplate. I'm gonna pop out this Next.js authentication. So for people who want to read ahead, they can open this link. I'm already pasted it in the social chat channel. Oh, nice. Well, this page has great responsive layout because I zoomed it to fit into this small gutter on the right side of my screen, and it's it still looks great. It's, that is also a lesson. If people want to rip off a good layout, let me peek. I wonder if LogRocket uses Tailwinds or if there's a way to find out. But it's a good layout. Okay, it looks like dependencies are downloaded, client and server are successfully compiled, and this is like the starter page. So I'm going to, let's read. Let's say it says open up app pages.tsx, and the nice thing about Code Sandbox, other than you can commit and save with Git, and other people can pick up. The nicest thing is that multiple people can type at once. I'll be doing the typing now, but if John shows up later, he can take over without us starting from scratch. And if I want to change the title, let me find, this is the React component. Yeah, I can just go ahead and, get rid of the logo. It says bye. And then I save. It should re-render. The page is refreshing right now. Oh, there was some logo in the footer. Let me try something more visible. Okay, so changes get picked up pretty quickly. All right, Amari, I'm at your disposal. What should we do first?
We're gonna have to install this Next Auth package, next-auth.
Oh, I was not happy about that.
Oh my God! Some Discord helper is using 130% of my CPU.
Oh no. Okay, well I guess it's a good thing we're offloading on a Code Sandbox, but yeah, we gotta get that figured out. It's not a reasonable amount of CPU to be taking up.
Yeah, everything's dragging for some reason. Why? The renderer.
Okay, so the package is called NextJS minus auth.
Next Auth.
All one word.
Next-auth.
Yeah, great. Yeah, pretend I'm a newbie typer, which isn't that far from the truth. Once you've been typing long enough, everything becomes a challenge again. Okay, found package. The usual reasonable amount of vulnerabilities. 7 moderate vulnerabilities. I feel like if you don't have at least 7 moderate vulnerabilities, you're not really using a useful package. But
you know what I'm gonna do?
Do you need to restart? Feel free to.
No, I think I'm gonna turn the video off because I can follow in Code Sandbox.
Yeah.
How do I turn it off?
It's true. There are all these unspoken reasons. We used to meet. The meetup was on Zoom, and then we switched over to Discord, and then a lot of people didn't make the jump. A lot of them still prefer Zoom just because of the additional overhead of like installing a new chat platform and understanding all the features. But I think Discord occasionally gets into a resource hog loop, and Zoom does too. Zoom is not a lightweight, but
Yeah, Discord just crashed. I tried to close. What's going on? Okay. Can you hear me?
yeah.
I'm just gonna not watch the stream.
Well, Discord had its chance as far as I'm concerned. We should just go back to emailing zip files to each other.
Yeah, I know. I don't know, but maybe they're adding too many new features. They got a lot of new stuff happening these days. Okay, I got my code set. So rolling there. All right, so got that in there. We actually need apparently we need a GitHub authentication.
Is that a module or is that a setting I should do in Code Sandbox?
We have to create it on. Looks like we have to create it. We have to create it on GitHub.
Okay. Let me.
Well, I think this is gonna allow authorization through. Is it just GitHub? Let me see. GitHub.
Oh, to use GitHub OAuth.
Yeah.
That is pretty useful. That's like people are overwhelmed with the amount of new accounts they have to create, and GitHub is kind of a sunk cost. Everyone's already has a GitHub account, so if you can avoid creating a new one. Let's see which one.
I guess they just picked that one because I know they do Google and all the other ones too. This Next Auth does, but I guess we're using GitHub.
Oh, I see right here. It says integrate Code Sandbox into your workflow. So maybe we can't avoid installing this. This is available to GitHub admins only. Do they mean like GitHub employees that are admins? What kind of, or admins of an organization? What is it?
Yeah, I think to add an app to GitHub, you have to have privileges. Your privileges to your account.
Yes. Can we defer this until later? But I guess you're saying that you can't join as a collaborator. I haven't actually tried to add you yet. Let me see. It says everyone can access the remote content of this branch. All right. This is already a little more friction than I was hoping for. Well, the good news is I haven't done anything yet, so
yeah, I'm wondering how this would work with Code Sandbox.
Oh, I think I meant to fork and then share. Yeah, it's not registering my account as an admin. That is super weird. Okay, there's one branch which I am developing on. Okay, for some reason now it's letting me install the app, all repositories. Sure. Okay, this is an app, and then it says cloud development platform, so on and so forth. Yes. That may be, it says okay, it was installed. Okay, I think that was what I needed there. So I'm going to refresh. maybe there's more. Okay, more configuring was needed. What else?
I'm gonna pull up Discord on my iPad. So what were you just doing?
I added the Code Sandbox app in GitHub to the organization, and it says this app is different than the OAuth integration. So I don't see what more it wants me to do in order to allow collaboration. I'm gonna paste a link. That one's quite long. Oh, but John's here now. Welcome, John. We were wondering.
John?
Hi, everyone.
Good. Well, we haven't done anything yet, so you're just in time.
Well, there's nothing that you could do without all the configuration.
Yeah, well, it's changing all the time. I remember Code Sandbox being more like click and play, like we just get started. But now, in order to share, there's more configuration. So this is not quite the live coding experience I was hoping for, but I think maybe we could still.
It is important though for you to do the integration with GitHub.
I wouldn't say important. It's more like they're kind of, it's there, and now I think for the team, they're making you upgrade, which is not a bad business move for them because they're like a free service, but it's not a. Okay, well, I'll start a free trial. We'll see. Oh, no. Okay. No, I don't really want to do this right now.
Is it blocking you? Is it blocking you from integrating it?
It's blocking me from adding people as collaborators. So
I see.
So I'm going to try a different cloud development that I have used with Next.js in the past, called Stack Blitz. It's actually the first one I saw that combined Tailwind. So I think it should be. So we'll start new. I'll choose Next.js. Okay, so share, we have a URL, and then it can be public, and then we can also share with users as editor. Okay, co-owner is what I want. So let's try. It does pretend to know my, oh, there we go, my codes. Okay, good. And then John's GitHub is, I can look it up, it was like JH. Feel free to jump in if you remember your GitHub username, John.
JHHE. O4.
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you.
Thanks.
And so, new URL. URLs are the spice of life. I don't want you guys to get bored. And there's one terminal, which, let's see if it lets me gracefully kill it. It does. This is a much nicer killing experience than last time. Yeah. New purpose of screen share is evaluating and window shopping cloud development. So let's try this npm install Next Auth that Amari mentioned before. It did not find... Oh, maybe NextJS auth. Or no, you did. You said next.
Yeah, next.
Yes, I have the attention span of a goldfish. I literally typed this like 20 minutes ago. Okay, good. So then we can start, or we can run dev. All right, and starter project has some nice markdown. Is the markdown being rendered, or is it a different page? I think it's pages index. Yeah, okay. Good. Well, John, I will stop my share, and can you try loading that URL that I pasted in the chat, and then we'll switch to your screen share.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And I'll delete the other just to not tempt people. Those are for bombers who come late. I'll trick them into clicking on the wrong links. But
Crickets.
And John, while you're getting started, I'll work on adding it into the GitHub organization the way Jeff suggested, which is a good idea.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah. Can you make your font a little bigger, John?
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
I wish Discord would give us more real estate for the actual stream. It's all this clutter.
Nice. It's Stack Blitz. The Stack Blitz interface is much better than Code Sandbox.
In some ways, yeah. Well, Amari and John, I'll let you take it away.
So yeah, I'm looking at this. We need to have an account, some auth account with GitHub or Google. I think GitHub is the one they're doing here right now. So I'm trying to figure out how that will work doing this on Stack Blitz. because we have to put. It looks like it's a setup for if we were developing locally, because you have to put in a URL where you register the OAuth application on GitHub.
Oh, I see. So there's like a redirect URL. So after in OAuth, it redirects you to the OAuth provider, which is GitHub in this case, and then once you get the access token, it redirects you back to your own app. So it's not like a white label, but it's close. So you get redirected away to log in, and then it redirects you back. And so I hear what you're saying. There is a public URL. It's kind of long. It's the one that begins with stack blitz starters bzntsh. It's like a really long one. It's a web container. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, what if you were doing it locally? I wonder how it would work, because then you have localhost, and localhost is definitely. I mean, I guess GitHub can still redirect to localhost. That's true.
Yeah.
If you're the user, if you are both the developer and the tester, but I think. Let me refresh the stack blitz. Assuming that the preview URL comes back up, which it was. Okay, it came back up for me. So the public URL, I'll paste it in the chat, would be the redirect. So anyone can try like opening a new tab and pasting that in, and one hopes with fingers crossed.
Do you need to use a incognito browser?
I'm not sure. I mean, that would test whether it works without any cookies or credentials. So I can try a private window, but I think the web container thing is not finished booting up yet.
So the goal is trying to authenticate a stranger using the application, right?
Well, not a stranger, but someone who's created an account, so a user on your platform. So imagine you're just creating a website and you want it to let users register, and so before you log in, you have to create an account. And so we want to allow people, basically any existing GitHub user, to log in. So that's sort of bypassing the create phase, but then it also.
So it's somewhat like a CRUD application where they can create an account, update the account.
Yeah. So it's like we'll have a sign-in, like a sign-in with GitHub type of link. And I don't think it gets very deep into creating the user account per se. We're just kind of like the identity that in the session it's this certain person. So the person will click the link, they'll go to the login page, should be able to sign out. It uses use session. That's a Next Auth, use session. I guess it stores it in the session, your identity. I know this tutorial's not super in detail, but do we have did you make a auth account, Paul? Did you do that? Or we need to do that?
Well, I think you can proceed through the tutorial until we get stuck, because it does say things like it uses with or without a database. So I think we should go either without the database way, or we can find a free web-hosted Postgres or Mongo. Mongo for sure has a hosted version, so I think that would be a good thing to go through. Well, we can take if I can find a free Postgres, hosted Postgres. Do you know of a good one, Amari?
I've just started using MongoDB Atlas. That's the only database I really know.
Yeah, that one's good too. Let's use Mongo Atlas because I've used that before too. And it lets you create. So I think we have everything we need for now, and we can proceed until we get stuck. And the thing to pay attention to is that, just like you were mentioning, there needs to be a redirect. So GitHub will redirect you back to your development server. If it's on your own computer, it would be localhost, and so your computer doesn't need to be public for GitHub to redirect to it because you're the tester, like you're the client looking at the browser, and so when GitHub, you can tell GitHub localhost, and then it'll tell you right back localhost, and your browser knows what that means, which is the computer that you're on. And so in the same way, we're looking at John's screen. John is the tester and the developer, and he's, instead of on his own laptop, he's inside this cloud environment called Stack Blitz. So the URL that he's seeing in the preview, that only works for him. So I think what Cortland was showing before is that other people can't load that because they're not the developer, but it should work. So what I'm saying is that I think we can proceed. There's not any blocker so far in using Stack Blitz versus doing it on John's local computer. According to me. You still there, Amari? John, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe Amari dropped off. I can hear rustling from his side, but he's not responding.
Okay. Skimming through. Yeah, I'm still here. So I'll just see. I was hoping we could just.
Yeah, unfortunately, Amari's Discord audio is cutting in and out, it looks like. Yeah, we might have to switch to Zoom. But if we switch to Zoom, I'll reshare it via my Discord. So. Here, I'll give him a Zoom link. Hello, everyone. That was surprising. I should really warn you about that. So, Amari is the only one, I think, who has to switch to Zoom. Other people can if they want to, but if you stay here on Discord, my computer is just going to act as a bridge, so I'm going to share my screen looking at John's share on Discord, and then that's how Amari can join us. And let me think. Oh, and I'm going to unplug my headphones, so when Amari joins us by Zoom audio, it will go through the airs from my speakers into the microphone. So short answer, only Amari needs to switch to Zoom, and then everyone else should be fine. Yeah, that's the thing about Discord, or all software. It just does whatever it wants. Complete free will, even before AI. Well, while we're waiting, John, let's get you set up with a Mongo Atlas account, which is the database that we'll be using. So if you open a new tab, the URL is mongodb.com/cloud/atlas/register. Oh, good. Okay, so you're going to click Start Free. They have two action buttons, Try Free and Start Free. I think they're the same ones, yeah. So here, and if you have your Google account handy, you can just click on Sign Up with Google, and it'll auto-populate the right things. Or if you prefer, you can type in, a fake name, fake company, fake email, all this information you want to put. Yeah, it's just to get a free access key. Oh, but I'll stop this. I'll stop the recording here while you type, because I won't reveal your personal email address. Let me know when you're done creating.
Hey, hello?
Hey, there you are.
Hey. Alright, you know what? You can actually... I got Discord running on my iPad. So Zoom may not be necessary for me. I can follow along looking at this.
Okay, great.
And, yeah, and the audio is just coming through my iPad, so that's fine.
All right, I'll stop the Zoom. You still there, Mari?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still here.
Great. I'm just walking John through creating a Mongo Atlas account, but yeah, screen sharing also useful whenever all of us together may be able to cobble together one computer that works. That's that's the advantage of screen share.
Yeah, I'm not gonna start running a second computer just for Discord. I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you take over, Amari.
Okay. So I'm seeing this Firefox screen. Is that you, John?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. All right, let me get a clear idea of what exactly doing, because we don't have to necessarily have a back end to do this, because it's all like client side. Do you want to just set up a user login? I'm really agreeing with this whole part of it. I don't know. You can put your 2 cents into Paul, because I'm not sure if we want to do the back end and then add the auth on top of that after you do that, or just try to do the authentication part.
If you're saying it's possible to do it all client side, then that seems the easiest way to go. So that's great for tonight to get started. And it sounds like what you're saying is that the client, loads the web app, the client requests from GitHub this OAuth access token, and then the client passes this token to the web app, the server, and the server can use it or reject it or do whatever it wants. All it gets is a user ID and the fact that GitHub said this person was okay.
And it stores it in the session. It uses the session just to store it. Maybe we can get just that step set up, then we can add on actually like storing it.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Trying to find a better set of instructions. These instructions are very brief. It shouldn't take long. I'm just conceptually trying. I'm gonna let me just put. Oh shit! I'm on Discord. Sorry, I'm trying to do Discord stuff on my computer. It's not on Discord.
Yeah, no worries.
So we said install Next Auth. Okay, so this is what we'll do first, John. Let's make a route for this. So we can make, inside of the source, we can make a API directory. Oh, there already is a directory. John, you there? I hear.
Yeah. Creating the account.
There is already an API directory under pages.
Yeah, I just noticed that. So this is saying we're gonna make another. So inside of there, we're gonna have create a file called route.js in the app/API/auth.
John, you don't need MongoDB anymore.
No.
We might come back to it. Yeah, sorry for the confusion.
I just finished the configuration.
Oh, if you finished it, we'll definitely use it later. Yeah, it's not time wasted, so. Thanks for doing that.
So, how is that working? Or
Amari, do you need him in the API directory?
Yes, we're gonna make a route. I'm trying to understand how they wrote this. It looks like it's gonna make another directory inside of the API directory called auth.
can you repeat this? Off?
AUTH.
Okay.
Oh. Wait, no, that should be a directory, another folder.
Oh, okay. You mean a file or a folder?
Folder.
Okay. Inside API, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
And then inside that auth folder, there's another folder, but it's going to name it, so you can make another folder, and it's going to be named with square brackets. So it puts square brackets, and then I'll tell you what goes inside. Yeah. And inside there is ... next NEXT AUTH.
Sorry, next and
AUTH. Next Auth. Yeah. Then inside of that directory, we're going to put a file called route.js. Okay, I want to... Give me 1 second. I'm gonna send you this. It's hard because I'm looking at Discord on my iPad, but let me send this link to my iPad so I can just copy this to you. So I'm because it's some text we're gonna copy and paste.
okay.
Send this to. Trying to find never using my iPad, trying to find the messaging. Oh, there you go. Okay. I'm going to post this in the chat. Okay, see that?
Did you put it in the chat?
Yeah, I put a link in the chat. Oh, wait, is that the right? Oh, that's the wrong chat. I put it. I'm not open the chat window for this. Chat. You know what? If you just go jump in the Welcome Code with Friends channel real quick and you grab that link. All right, you want to go back to that route.js file? Okay, so we're going to import Next Auth. Yeah, Next and Auth are capitalized. It's one word. Next A, then capital A. It's one word. Yeah. No, that was yeah. No, I'm sorry. It's just the first letter's capital.
Oh,
Capitalized. Yeah, then capital A U T H.
Yeah, using camel case.
Yeah. From it's Next Auth, the package we installed. Next lowercase next dash auth. Yeah. And then next line, we're going to import and this is also camel case, it's Google provider. From and it's Next Auth again, Next dash Auth / providers / Google. Okay, and a new line. And we're going to, you can tab down again with legal space. That's all the imports. Export, const, options, lowercase options. Equals, we're going to make an object here. Okay, it's camel case, Google provider. Parentheses. We're going to make an object inside here. This is client ID, Pascal case, yeah. Client ID, capital ID, colon, and that'll be process.env dot, yeah. This is all caps. Google. This should be all caps. Underscore client underscore ID. Okay, then comma. Then this is a client secret on the new line.
And the client ID above that has a T also, John.
sorry?
Client ID, yeah, has a T. That's all.
The process is 1C.
Yeah, right. Why was it doing that? Process.env. Oh, it may be because we haven't made that yet. Could you hover over that and see why is it? Oh, maybe it's because we haven't filled in our client secret yet. It may be because we didn't put in the other key. I mean, the property for that, the value for that client secret. So after client secret, we do process.env. Dot all caps, all capital Google underscore client underscore secret. Okay, that's the end of that object. Now, why are we getting that error right there? Kind of expected. Why are you saying that? It's probably something with the number of brackets. Let me see.
I think, yeah, Google Provider is a function call, and it's inside of the options brackets, so that does seem a little strange to me, right? Because options equals open bracket, open brace, you expect there to be like key value pairs afterwards, or do you know what I mean? Like, is it a function body, or is it object? Is it a key value object?
Yeah. Now you said, I mean, this is the way it's provided here.
I feel like, yeah.
There should be a.
But there, providers is a key, and then its open square bracket is a list, and the first and only item in the list is the return value of Google Provider. So there's a key and value that's missing. That's all. We need to tell John to type providers : open square bracket.
Okay. This might be wrong. What I'm looking at. Let's see.
Yeah. Other than that, I think that's it. Does that look okay?
Yeah. Oh, I'm opening up this documentation too. Let's see. Documentation. Okay, well, let's just carry on and see if this next part works too. All right, so after that, go down to line 13. And we're going to do const handler, lowercase, equals, it's next auth, camel case like above. Yeah. Parentheses, options. Okay, new line. We export curly brace handler as get all caps. These are HTTP methods, comma, handler as post, all caps.
I've never seen this syntax. That's cool. So instead of colon separating key and value pairs, you use as, and I think you can use that for imports too. But then here it's also using the same symbol handler and exporting it in two different ways.
Yeah, I've never seen that either.
It's pretty interesting. Yeah. That's all. Sorry to interrupt.
Hold on, I'm checking this documentation real quick. We got our providers. I'm just comparing this right now to this documentation. Because in this documentation, it's got export, default, Next Auth, and then just passing in our options. This tutorial's already steered us down the wrong path already. So, how about I'm gonna switch over to this. Let's take out line 15. I'm gonna replace it with this because this is from the documentation. This might be better. I don't know. I'm not even sure what they're doing right there.
Oh, I didn't mean to imply it was wrong. I just was saying like I'm learning something new. Like I've never seen this syntax.
Yeah, looking at the next steps, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of deviates from this documentation. I think we might be better off just following. Because everything so far is matching up with the documentation until we get to this part here. Let's just follow this documentation. I like that idea better. So we're going to change line 15, John, to that. We're going to just do export default, and then we're going to replace all the other stuff.
Export default?
The default, yep. And get rid of all that stuff after. We're going to replace it.
Okay. Delete this. Right?
Yep. All that can go. And you get rid of handler. Yeah, you can delete handler.
Okay.
And we'll export Next Auth. Oh, wait. Oh, no. I see what you did. You just passed we already did the handler up above. Yeah, that works too. Handler works too. I forgot we had already passed it into there. Okay. So this says all the requests. So this is our route. So all of our requests that go to this route. Okay, so this should handle sign in, callback, sign out, etc. Will automatically be handled by Next Auth. So anything coming to this route is going to get passed to this, right now, just our GitHub provider. I guess in that array, we can add more providers. Alright, so let's see. Okay, so I guess that's all we need for our route. It's pretty simple. Let's go back to the app.jsx file. Or is it app.js? Are these JS files? Oh, this is not TypeScript. Okay. So, let's see what we got here. Import. I guess we could leave the styles for now. But underneath, go to line 2. And let's see the export function. Okay, so inside my app, we can take out. I'm gonna get those parameters. See if that matches. This is not. No, it's not TypeScript. I'm trying to. This example is in TypeScript, so I'm trying to just make sure we're going to be doing this okay. So you can. Okay, we'll leave that for now. Let's go inside the return section and just delete everything inside. Well, no, back in the app.js, we can stay there. But we can, inside the returns, we can get rid of all of that after return. Let's just get rid of all of that inside the return.
Delete this?
Yeah, delete the component. And then we'll split parentheses. And inside of the parentheses, you can return. And we're going to do angle brackets. This is what is it when the first beginning are capitals? Camel case?
Upper camel case, I would just call it. I don't know if there's a better name.
What is it? Camel case, yeah.
Upper camel case is the first word has an uppercase letter, and then all the other words are begun with uppercase. And then if the first word is lower, but then all the other words after that are upper, that's lower camel case.
Okay, so this is upper camel case.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to write session provider. And space. Oh, this is all inside. We're still inside the angle brackets. We're still inside there. We're going to do a prop for that. It's session equals curly brace session. Okay, and that's all for in there. We'll go to a new line. And we're going to do angle bracket, capital component, curly brace, and 3 dots. We're going to do a spread operator there, and then this is camel case, page props, lower camel case. Yeah. That's it in there. You can close that. And we can close, on the next line, we can close the session provider.
Okay.
Okay, so we have our page props. I'm going to just read looking at this documentation to see what's session provider. Okay, imagine, let's go to the top and import that session provider. We can do it online too. So import curly brace and upper camel case session provider. And that's from, quote, this is lowercase, next dash auth / react. Okay. Alright, let me look at this and see if we're missing anything. Page props. I'm a little stuck comparing this because this is not a TypeScript project, so I'm just trying to figure out. Paul, maybe you could pitch in and help me understand what was different here.
I mean, maybe I can try and wander into the quicksand too. So the package was called Next-Auth, and let's see, the error is saying session is not defined. Okay, so you got session provider, it looks like, and then on line 7, the value inside the parentheses in the braces session, that is trying to find that variable in the surrounding scope, and it's not finding it. So I think that's just missing from the tutorial or the documentation you're providing. Is there a link to the thing you're looking at?
I'm on the iPad and I looked it up on my computer, but it's in the Next Auth JS documentation. This is Next Auth in the js.org. I think you were already on there.
Okay. Well, it could be, in addition to session provider, you can say import, open curly brace session provider, comma, lowercase session. I guess, where is the session?
It's supposed to be in the parameters for the function for my app.
Oh, so it's one of the parameters. So component, comma, page props, comma, session. Is that right?
Add session in there, John, after component on line 4. Add lowercase session after component.
Yeah, that would make sense. It's something that's meant to be passed in. Yeah, anywhere there. Comma, session.
Yeah, it's just I'm trying to figure out. I'm just learning TypeScript, and I know it's a TypeScript example I'm looking at, and so it's got page props, and it's got a type for the page props. And it's got the session, and then it's spreading page props after the session. It's got page props, but then colon set the type, and it's an object with session in it and page props. I'm trying to figure out how to translate this into regular JavaScript that's not TypeScript.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that is the big drawback about this Stack Blitz starters. It's not in TypeScript, which I take every opportunity to evangelize. But so I see what you're saying. Session is, you're promised that session is one of the keys inside page props, and normally when you spread it, in TypeScript you can promise that a key appears, and in JavaScript you can't. That's a good question. I think we're doing it the closest that's available. So okay, so you're saying that page props is an object and session is a key in it. So do you mean something like page props square bracket session close square bracket? Is that on line 7?
It's in where the parameters. You pass in the parameters as an object there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's got component as the first value, and then page props is exactly as it is there, except for after page props, what John has there, it's page props colon, and it's got an object.
Right, that's how you promise object types and object keys in TypeScript. So you're saying after page props, you have an object and session is one of the keys in that object. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the closest you would be able to do here is on line 7, instead of just curly brace session, close curly brace, it would be curly brace, page props, open square bracket, session, close square bracket, session. So that's the same way as promising that session is indeed a key in page props in plain JavaScript. But you're right, it's a leap of faith. When it comes time to run this code, we'll get a page props and maybe it doesn't have session in it. So That's a chance I think we got to take. But here it's okay to say page props, open square bracket, session, close square bracket. That means we're using session as a key into page props. Here, I'll type it into. Yeah, Naltrok has already drunk the Kool-Aid on TypeScript. So it would, sessions is a string key. Okay. So if you look in the chat, maybe I'll type what I think the whole line should look like. So it's session provider, session page props. So so that whole line I think should look like that. It's pretty identical to what you have. It's a open angle bracket. It's a tag called session provider in upper camel case. There's an attribute called session lowercase equals, and then in curly braces is the parameter page props, and we're going to look up a key in page props called sessions. Wait, is that? Sorry, my bad. That's it's singular. It's not session singular. Okay. Does that seem consistent to you, Amari? Like that interpretation?
Session equals page props. I'm not fully grasping what's going on there.
Yeah, it's so that's the only way in plain JavaScript of using and also promising that page props as a key session. What you're looking at, what you've described in the documentation, makes it sound like page props is a TypeScript type where session is a key, because you can do cool things like that in TypeScript, but we're making do with vanilla JavaScript. So this is the same way as using session, which is a key in page props.
Okay.
You can also do like page props dot session, and that would be the same thing. Like, page props is a type, has a member called session. So those are equivalent.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that using a dot.
Yeah. So we can do that if you're more comfortable with that. That would be the same. And then on line 4, the session is now a dim, like a darker blue, because it's not used. That session isn't used, so we can get rid of that. But yeah, in the description that you were giving, it sounds like session was not an equal parameter with page props. It was a member of page props, so it's one level lower. It's inside of page props in the type.
Okay, so John, I guess we get rid of that session that's on line 4 at the end. So I wonder what would happen if we try to run this. Just wonder what it would say.
Let's save it. Let's see.
Let's see what happens, John. Let's just see how it yells at us.
I need to save, or is it automatically saved? Or
I'm thinking we're on a local environment. I don't know about the stack blitz.
Yeah, you got to save. The little dots show that they're unsaved changes. So, the white dot, don't close it. But save, so Command or Control S when Windows would save it. And then the dot will go away. Yeah, there might be a save all too. Maybe Control Shift S.
okay.
And then hopefully the web container thing doesn't hang, because web containers for Firefox are in beta. Okay, I don't have a good feeling about that. So, John, can you sign in? Up in the upper left it says sign in, don't lose your work. Can you try signing in? And I think you can use your, go ahead and sign in with GitHub, save it, and then try opening it in a different browser. I mean, I know Firefox is a great browser for a lot of things, but in this case, I think the web container thing is not going to allow us to preview. So go ahead and sign in with GitHub. Yeah, finish the sign in.
Okay.
Okay, good. I see you signed in, and then you may need to copy the URL that you see there and then open up Chrome. Yeah, exactly. You got it. You're way ahead of me. And hopefully web container works in Chrome. I have a feeling web container is a Google standard, so it'd be surprising if it didn't work in Chrome. Nope. Oh, something's happening. Yeah, I'm not sure how seriously to take those error messages. Can you, scroll up to see the one that says error, scroll down, there's like a pink, that's an event, not error. Oh, there's an error, it says...
Okay, you know what, John? I messed up on this. Let's go back into the files. Go back to the directory. We got to rename some stuff. I got something. Yeah, over there, yeah. So in that auth folder, we have how I told you to name that was not correct. We have auth, API, auth. Okay, so this, I told you to name the directory with square brackets. The square brackets are supposed to be the name of the JavaScript file, not the directory. So what you can do is actually take that route file and put it into the auth folder above, move it a level up into the auth folder. Yeah.
Okay. Move this to the API?
Yeah, not the folder, the file, the route.js file. You can move that move it up into the next level. Yeah. Oh, still in. Oh yeah.
I think they're siblings. Yeah, I think they're siblings now.
You can get rid of that square bracket directory, that Next Auth. You can get rid of that. You can delete that.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to rename the route.js file. That should be we're going to do square brackets. You can delete route, and instead of route, we'll have empty square brackets. Okay, now inside of there, it's dot, all lowercase, Next Auth, one word. Yes. Because it goes pages, API, auth, and then that. Okay. So I know that square brackets, that's for a parameter on the route. So trying to imagine what, because then you're going to pass in next. Okay, I don't want to try to understand that right. But okay, so that's how that should be. I'll save it again and see what happens. See if it gives us some different error messages. Path's a little better. Crash. Okay, what is it saying there? And compile successfully. So it was no secret. There's no URL, no secret. Well, that makes sense because we haven't actually made an env file for them. Okay, that's kind of, I think that's kind of good. So we're doing this with GitHub. So we're going to need this GitHub information. I wonder if it matters. I'm gonna see if I can get that. I need to see if I can just copy. Add application. Let's see, add Next Auth. Oh, that's cool. Alright, we need a Google secret. So, secret. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can, what it requires to get a Google. So I'm just Googling how to do that. How to add. So we need some credentials. Okay, maybe I'll try this on GitHub. I found some GitHub directions. I think whatever we use here, I can delete it later. Navigate the application page. Enter your project credentials. Alright, so I'll call this application Next Auth Blitz. Alright, this is the part where it needs the URL that our page is serving from. So, I don't know where Paul found that. Is the public URL what's in your address bar right now?
So it's not public, but inside the StackBlitz window, John can access it. So it's so if there's like a link, like if he clicks anywhere in that preview link and it sends him to Google OAuth to like authorize and redirects him back here, then that URL is good. So, Google doesn't care what the URL is. You can give it localhost port 3000. You can give it this StackBlitz web container URL. It's just going to redirect within the user's browser. And so whatever URLs that browser can understand, then is valid to give to Google right now.
Okay, I'm gonna have to get that from my iPad to the computer. Maybe, John, if you could put that in the chat.
The URL?
The one on the right, the far right, yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, I got it. Send it to myself. I'm just pasting it in my book to see if it works. It is not working.
Oh no.
For me.
Does it actually test to see if the URL is reachable? It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work for you because you're not inside the stack blitz. But
yeah, I don't know how to test it.
yeah, you may. So whatever login link in Next.js, we may have to continue in the tutorial, like down to where the link appears that's rendered in a React component, so that John can click on the link. So as long as it shows up in a link in that little browser preview on the right, then John can click on it and it'll work. 99% guarantee, hand over my heart, that would be fine. But it has to be rendered as a link that John can click. It's not something that you can do, unfortunately, unless you're added as a collaborator and you can load the stack blitz too. So
Okay.
yeah,
I'm just gonna go ahead and pop it in the homepage. This OAuth application on GitHub. I'll just put it there to see what happens. Authorization. Okay. We need to see what the difference is. It's asking for a homepage URL. That's the full URL to the application homepage. That's what that is. Authorization callback URL.
Yeah, I think the one of them is the host name without any route, like without any slash. So it's going to be the stack blitz starter, blah, 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 all the way to the end, .local container. And then your callback URL will be the same thing, but with /API/auth/callback, which is, I think, a Next.js auth convention. So the two URLs will begin the same way, and then the callback URL should have, in addition, have this route, which is /API/auth/callback. I think, yeah.
Because we have our directory set up like API, then auth, and then callback.
Yeah, I'll paste what I think the callback URL should be based on what you've said so far. Is the same URL with /API/auth/callback. I think. We'll find out.
Yeah, because it says all requests to that route you named.
Mm-hmm.
It says sign in, call back, sign out, blah, blah, blah. So that sounds funny. Seems right. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's what I got. /call. Yeah. Alright. Sure. So I'm registering this. Alright, I got some credentials. Let's see. That's the way to get me here.
Nice. And this is like a throwaway app, right? Like it's not a super sensitive credential and secret.
You can revoke all user tokens like whenever.
Okay.
Revoked, but
I'll leave it in the screen. I'll leave it in the screen recording just because it's useful to know, what goes in where and like what a typical secret looks like, so people can follow this later. But we can revoke it at any time.
yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna. I gotta message it to myself and then copy paste it into the iPad.
Sure.
That client ID. I'm gonna generate secret. looking at my 29 character GitHub password.
That's pretty secure. It's following best practices. It's probably got symbols and a mix of upper and lowercase. Does it have numbers too and all that?
Yeah, it's a generated. It's a password generated one.
Yeah, it's more than most people do.
Yeah, I got really into. I finally, like, about maybe a year, maybe like 2 years ago, I finally got into being more serious about stuff like that. Having all my passwords being different and long and secure.
Cortland posted, I think it's probably a spoof. It could be real also. You have to include this chess move. Like the password is required to include a chess move. Your password must include a CAPTCHA with eggplants in it.
Key. Okay, the client secret is coming. I just swear for the life, I cannot figure out. I'm in the iPad app for Discord, and I cannot figure out where the messaging is.
Oh, for
this,
for the voice channel. Yeah, it's
very frustrating.
Yeah, the mobile interfaces are all different. I wouldn't be able to know what you're seeing either. Let me see what it looks like in the iPhone app, if that's even possible.
I see it in the iPhone app. It's like right there. It's very obvious. Oh, you know what?
You can put it in any channel. Yeah, you can put
this on my phone.
You can also put it in any channel. It doesn't have to be the one for this voice chat. Just let us know where to look, and then I can repaste it, or I'll help John find it. But it can be any channel.
It's I just put the client ID, and I guess you can set up a .env file and put this in there. There's the client ID and the secrets comment.
Oh yeah, we'll delete it after it's done, but no need to tempt fate.
Okay. Alright. Let me get back to us.
So that's the client secret, right? The second thing.
Yeah. Alright, so John, maybe you could put a .env file in the root.
What?
In the root where the readme is.
Oh, okay.
No, wait. Does it go there? Let me think. There's no source folder. Yeah, I guess it goes there.
I think it goes there, yeah.
Yeah. How do we... So it'll be GitHub, all caps, GitHub _ID. Yeah. So it's in the chat.
The ID?
Yeah, it's in the chat. It's in the Discord chat.
Okay. Like this?
That is the secret. The ID should be the one right before that. There should be a message right in the chat with the client ID. Or GitHub. Wait a minute. Hold on. So that's... Oh no, that's the secret. It looks like the secret. Do you see the ID in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the next line will be our all caps GitHub secret. GitHub _secret. And that's that long 9 number. It has to sit out. Alright, so I guess that's all. I guess we could try to. Let's see. Well,
Shouldn't that be Google? Sorry to interrupt. Shouldn't that be Google ID and Google secret instead of GitHub ID and GitHub secret? Because I think you specified a Google provider.
No, you're right. We have to change that. So John, go to in the API auth directory that could inside of there. Or was it in the app.js? I can't remember which file it's in. What we call that? No, it's in the auth directory. Our JS file in the auth directory. We have to change that to GitHub on line 7. We have to change that to GitHub client ID on line 7. See where it says process.env.google client.
But do we need to? Sorry to interrupt. Do we need to change the Google provider to GitHub provider too? Like everywhere you see Google, should we change it to GitHub?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess we wanted to do multiple options for the user. We could just import all the providers and add them as to that array, I suppose.
Yeah. No, it's standard, right? I always see Google and GitHub right up there next to each other.
So on line 6, John, we'll have to change that also to GitHub provider. And also on line 2, we'll have to import GitHub provider. And I guess it'll be /GitHub.
Makes sense to me.
Guessing. Makes sense, yeah. Alright, well, we'll see what happens now. See if it does anything different. So you have to save it for it to run again? Is that how it restarts? Let's see what our console says. I wonder if we have to put a button or something over there like that links to that route.
Yeah, I think I'm on the nextauth.js.org website looking at the tutorial there too, and I think there's at some point we have to render something in the component. Yeah, there's it says use session, and then like if there is a session, then you say signed in as the user email, and then the button is, you have a button tag that is for sign out. But then if there's no session, it renders, or sorry, even if there is a session, it renders
There's a sign in button too.
That's right. And well, I don't know if I agree with their logic. They're saying if there is a session, then you offer them to sign out, but that there's always a sign in button regardless. So yeah, I mean, that's a good place to start.
Alright, so guess we can add this to our app.js. Okay, that's what that is. I see. Okay. In our app.js, where they could go to the app.js, yeah. Okay, so that component is just a generic component name they made up. Let's change where it says component on line 4 and line 7. Let's change that to, I don't know, let's call it sign in, login. Call it login. Or sign in, it's fine. Okay. Then we'll have to change on line 4 also. Now it's making sense. Alright, so we're gonna have to make that component. There we go. Guess we'll go in pages. Inside pages.
I think there's normally a sibling directory to pages called components.
Oh yeah, okay.
But it can find them anywhere for sure. It's just convention.
I see, because we're importing it into that page. That makes sense. Okay, so let's, in the root then, let's make a directory, John, called components, lowercase components. Okay, and then inside the components, we'll make the sign-in on it, signin.js. So we're going to have to import a few things. So on line 1, we'll import curly brace. This is lower camel case. Use session. Comma. This is lower camel case. Sign in. Comma. Sign out. Missing a G there. In sign out, you're missing a G.
It's a sin out.
Sin is out 2023. Sin's out. From, okay, so bring that from, quote, Next Auth / React. Okay, so we go down to line 3 now. We're going to export default function. And we'll call that sign in. Parentheses. Curly brace. Alright, so we got this TypeScript business again. Let me see.
We can do it. I'll try and help.
Yeah, we'll translate this. So it looks like we are using this use session. Okay, let's just write it as is first. So it's const
CONST, yeah.
curly brace lowercase data, colon,
It's a colon, shift, next to the L key. At least on American keyboards. It's shift, shift, colon. One key up, not the period, but it's 2 dots, the colon. Yeah, there we go.
Do you use a US keyboard, John?
It's in Spanish board.
Yeah, the keyboard. Okay. All right. I know it's laid out different. So, and then lowercase session. Okay. Then outside of the curly brace equals. We're going to use that use session in parentheses. And it's the end of that line. Okay, new line. If parentheses session. Oh, I'm sorry. Inside the parentheses session. Then outside, curly brace. Okay, so return parentheses, and then we're gonna go inside right there. New line. We'll do close angle brackets, just the opening angle brackets with nothing in them, just empty angle bracket. Like for a partial thing. I don't know what the word is. So open and close angle brackets.
Okay.
Oh, you were right place. Yeah. Just the angle brackets, triangle ones.
Angle.
Yeah, the one like greater than or less than.
It's for a custom tag, so like an HTML tag. It's less than.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and then a closed one. Then right after, right next to it, then the other one.
Fragment?
Yeah, fragment. That's the word. Yes. I can remember. Yeah, fragment. Right. So then inside we're gonna write signed in as. Or you can just write it like a regular sentence. Just signed, S-I-G-N-E-D. Yeah, this is a message that the user will see. So take off the I-N. So it's S-I-G-N-E-D, signed. Past tense, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but then after the first lowercase n, take out the I-N. Yeah, add ed. Yeah. Next word. In as. Okay, curly brace. Session, lowercase session, dot user, dot email. Okay, now we'll go outside of that. You can leave the curly brace. Okay, and we're going to add a break tag there, angle bracket, BR. Although we're going to do the same, the angle bracket, like we have above. We're going to do a break tag, like an HTML break tag. So yeah, that slash, no, it's that BR. I'm sorry, no. Go back. BR, yes. But you can take out the curly braces. Around the BR, you don't need the curly braces. Yeah. Alright, so line 10, we're gonna put a button element there. Yep. Okay, we're gonna add an on-click property to that button. You can close it if you want. Okay, so we're gonna add an on-click. And we'll do the curly braces. Okay, we're gonna put an arrow function inside there. And it's gonna return sign out, lower camel case, sign out. Parentheses. Yep. Put it on the side of the button. Here's some text for the button. It'll be, sign out. And on line 12, you want to put another T in button. Both of them actually, on line 10 and line 12. Those buttons need another T. Yeah. Okay. That looks good. That's all good. Yep. Okay, so we're going to go down to line 18. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. Go to line 16 and return after the curly brace. We're going to add another line there. On line, yeah. No, you want to bring, let me see. Because we're adding another. Okay, this is going to be, you just go after that if state. Where does that end? So we want to be actually after line 17. You can delete, so return, return, we want to be there. Could you, where, line 16, could you just confirm with me, that's the end of our if statement, right? Line 16?
It looks like it, yeah.
That's the end, okay. All right, yeah, so go on to line 17. We're going to add another return statement. So return, parentheses. Okay, now we're going to go inside there and return. No, don't type return, but just, you can go to a new line. And another fragment, brackets, or fragment. Okay, inside of there, we're going to write not signed in. And then add it. Yeah, okay. And then add another break tag after that. Another line break tag. With the angle bracket, BR. Yeah. BR. Okay, good. Okay. I think. Oh, we're going to add a button again. You can add a button there. Yes. Yes, same thing basically. Except on line 20, you'll change sign out to sign in. All right. Well, let's go to let's import that to our app.js. Let's go back to the app.js file. And let's import line 3. We'll import our, so it'll be sign in. From our components. We'll need two periods first. To get up out of there. We'll go back to the dot, the first dot. Then we need dot slash, then components. And sign it, Should work. I'm just trying to see what level. Okay, so here's where. Sign it.
Yeah, I think we just forgot to export from the component, the signing component. Oh, no, it says export default, and it is a function that returns JSX.
Element type is invalid, expected string. The import might not, did I get the import statement wrong? It might be that. Let's see, that's gotta get, it's in pages, so it's gotta come up out of pages, which it does, and then down in the components.
Yeah, there's no error with the import, so I think you got the path right. It says check the render method of my app. Can you go back to the component? I want to check something. Okay, export default function, view session, return fragments.
In our app.js, can you go back to the app.js, John?
You provide a sign-in as a parameter to my app in addition to importing it, and so the providing the sign-in there is going to overshadow the import. So I think we want to remove that. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure why that was the original one.
Oh no, you're right. The original one passes in component as a parameter to app, and it doesn't import it at all. So that's interesting. So how does it get it at all? Does it get it in index or? Yeah, I've never seen that before, but that's the way the tutorial was meant to work. Well, I mean, we can try it this way. Hooray!
Hey, did something.
All right. Well, one of the rules of pair programming, like Fight Club, is to end on a satisfying note, and I want to note that it's 11:18, so we've been going at it for 2 hours and 18 minutes, and I don't want to slow down the energy at all. But if people want to wrap it up, now might be a good time. We can try a few more things and then sum up what we learned.
This is good. Just store it, and I'd like to, if we can get some GitHub, I can go back and digest it tomorrow and figure out what the hell happened.
Same, yeah.
But it works, though. It's somehow it works.
Do you mind clicking the button, John? I'm curious.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
There's a button on the screen. I always click it. So.
Okay.
Oh, so it tries to redirect to localhost, despite all the nice host names that we gave it. But
yeah, but we'll try this locally on a machine to see what happens. I think about the code sandbox they add this extra layer of mystery and complexity of things that are going wrong. That could go wrong. That you know what I mean. So I tend not to really work on those because something goes wrong and I'm not totally sure what it is.
Yeah, no, there's a cost. Like it gets rid of having to install, like Node and Node version manager and npm and like all these things on your local computer with VS Code. But you're right, it's like less transparent. There's an extra host. It's a web container. It's a new technology. Who knows what could be going wrong with there? So. Well, good. Thank you for both of you, especially Amari for leading. It's a lot of energy to look out and press us on, and then John also for being willing to type. And you initiated, so you came to me and said you wanted to help someone learn with their learning. So thanks for initiating it, and then also Cortland for being a spectator. These are all the necessary elements, and it's satisfying to do, and it just takes energy to get started. So let's wrap up let's try saving our work so we can build on it. And John, do you mind? I thought we had signed in, but maybe that was on the previous browser. Can you try clicking sign in to your GitHub account and then, so that button definitely is using OAuth and it's probably going to work.
I'm logging in now.
Okay, good. And then on let's connect repository. Underneath project, there's a button that says connect repository with the octocat. Down a little bit. Down. Go down. There you go. Right, you passed it. Connect repository. Yes, that's it. It's like the claw game in at skee ball. You're like up, down, right? No, a little to the left. But so when it's authorizing, then you're an owner of the Detroit Code with Friends organization on GitHub, and so hopefully we can save this repo here. Perfect. Let's give it a better name. Let's or not. We'll rename it later. Good. Sometimes it's better just to get it up there before we our energy fades. Current branch main. I'm going to double check it. Maybe it's maybe it's a personal repo for you. Oh, other cool projects here. Mern pizza ordering. Oh yeah. So John, you pushed it to your personal account, which is not a problem. You can transfer ownership or we can fork it. But I see it and I will paste it.
You're gonna put you're putting a podcast here. Putting something there. Okay, I see it. Cool. So I just clone that.
Okay. Well, enjoy what's left of Friday night. Thank you for spending it with us, and I look forward to seeing you guys for the next one.
Right on. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
For us hanging out here.
Yeah. Have a good night.
All right, later, everybody.